We open on the craft of acting. I personally think Lady Crane's portrayal of Cersei is mediocre, overly commercialised, riddled with censorship, and far from truthful. Yeah, I said that. It's discovered that Arya prefers to go to the theatre when critically wounded instead of the hospital. Lady Crane gives her a blanket, a big bowl of soup, and some strong sleeping medicine to knock her the fuck out. Sandor is no longer a cliché lumberjack. Instead of chopping firewood, he chops up the wankers that killed his village mates. Over in Marine, Varys and Tyrion are taking a look at the new Aldi supermarket. They don't have time to pick up a bargain though, because Varys has to catch a boat and go on a top secret mission. Classic Varys. Always gets to do what he wants, being a freelancer. Cut to Cersei sitting around. Qyburn tells her that she has visitors. The cousin she used to fuck tries to get her to go to church. She's like, nah, I reckon I'll keep sitting around. Lancel and the tattoo on his forehead start acting really arrogant, so the mountain rips a head off, and that brings everyone back down to earth. Brienne arrives at Riverrun, Bronn sexually harasses Podrick, and Jaime is briefly reminded of all the character development he had in Season 3. Brienne delivers Sansa's email to the Blackfish, and although he thinks it's spam, he decides to have a quick look, but doesn't click any links or open the attachments. He's like, yeah, nah, look, you're gonna have to send that to the trash folder. Cersei rocks up to the throne room for an announcement. Her uncle says, sorry, you have to sit in the cheap seats. King Tommo bans the idea of trial by combat, and like that, Clegane Bowl goes down the shitter. Qyburn says, don't worry, I have a very cunning plan. Tyrion runs a stand-up comedy masterclass. Wormsy fucking smashes it out of the park. He's a natural sitcom writer. Unfortunately, they get interrupted by the plot. Meanwhile, Jaime threatens to kill Ed Muir's wife and baby that he doesn't really know, so he moseys into the castle and says, look, even though her family butchered most of my family and friends, I do want to get to know my hot missus and the baby, so let's give Jaime the castle. Sorry for the inconvenience. Brienne wants Blackfish to come with her, but he's like, no way, I have the best bedroom in this whole castle. It has a king-size bed, walk-in robe, double vanity. I'm not giving it up. Brienne understands. The Blackfish runs off to protect his stuff. Marine is under heavy fire. Wormsy is no longer taking stand-up comedy classes. Oh, it's all good. Daenerys is back anyway. Sandor finds the rest of the wank stains that killed his village friends. The Brotherhood without banners gives him the honour of kicking the boxers out from under their feet. It's not as glamorous as gutting them, but it gets the job done. Beric Dondarrion then offers Sandor a membership card. Arya wakes up to find Lady Crane is dead as fuck. This cranky Sheila chases Arya through the streets. Arya makes it back to her safe space. She wins the fight, appeasing the dumb religion, and finally does a walkout. I think this episode might be the shakiest for the season. The quality was still very bloody high, don't get me wrong. My main frustration is in Arya's character. Her continuity seemed a little all over the place. We saw her vigilant and preparing for a fight back in episode 6, then walking around like a naive wanker in episode 7, then back to having the type of fight she probably should have been having sooner, I guess. It was a bit convoluted, but the chase was really suspenseful. I did enjoy that sequence a lot, and I still do give a shit about her character, so that's the main thing. I think the House of Black and White and what the formerly known as Jaqen H'ghar stands for has left me a bit cold. It seems like the idea of no one is mixed up with too much ambiguity and vagueness. He graduates Arya to the status of becoming no one, but at the same time doesn't dispute her wanting to be Arya Stark. He seems kind of pleased with that. For a bloke who works in the business of black and white, he has a lot of fucking grey areas, to be honest. I don't necessarily think Arya's trip here was all for nothing. I hope her identity is strengthened and her blind fighting skills are handy. I just think that there's some missed opportunities in getting to know what the many-faced god and the faceless men truly stand for. I think the season has also hit its banter quota. The timecode was chewed up by a fair few few banter scenes. At least shit really got moving in Meereen after the comedy shenanigans. I feel a bit bummed out for Tyrion's character. I thought he was doing good work by being a negotiator rather than a conqueror. If Dany can save the day with fire and blood, I don't know if their characters truly have anything to learn from one another, which is personally what I've been excited about. He brings Westeros political knowledge, she brings raw talent. I hope it's just one little step back rather than a season's worth of steps being undone, and we still get some good teamwork and chemistry from everyone here in Meereen. My favourite scenes this week were the ones in King's Landing. Fuck, I wanted the Mountain to take out Lancel Lannister with his stupid forehead tattoo. All of the Sandor scenes were bloody beautiful. Enough said there. Fuck yes, Sandor. Fuck yes, mate. And I thought the River Run stuff was solid for the most part. This scene between Jaime and Edmure was a ripper. Jaime reminded me of his dad big time. Going after your family is some sinister Tywin Lannister type of negotiating. It was fun to see Jaime and Brienne cross paths, although he's ultimately still loyal to his house and Cersei, and his character has as many grey areas as the fucking House of Black and White. They work well together. The episode is called No One, and it can feel like a tough one to pin down thematically, but I'd say it's about identity. Arya has never forgotten her family and where she's come from. She has clarity with that and wanting to keep it in the end. Sandor is having to think about whether or not he's just a no one or someone. Thoros and Beric definitely think he could be someone. Cersei is pushed aside into feeling like no one, but she's desperately wanting to be someone again. Blackfish pins his whole identity on his homeland. Without it, he's no one. Tyrion's gonna feel a bit like a nobody after he underestimated the Masters. Varys is slipping away to become no one for a while. Characters are pushed into considering where their place is in the world.